Okay, so I'm going to explain briefly how the checkpoint packet flow works and how we can use FW monitor to capture the flow of traffic. So let's say a client is sending traffic to the server, and the checkpoint firewall is in the middle. So the way the packet flow works is it comes to the inbound kernel and leaves the outbound kernel, which is I'm going to explain in the next slides. So this is now inside the checkpoint firewall. So again, the traffic hits the inbound kernel here. And so there are 4 inspection points. There is where we can capture traffic. So small I, big I, small O, big O. So the thing to remember is small I is before the inbound kernel and small O is before the outbound kernel. So this one explains more in detail what happens at the inbound and outbound kernel. So the rule is policy is checked, and if a match is found, it's added into the connection table. Decryption happens here, destination NAT happens here, and log is generated here. So at the outbound kernel, source NAT happens and encryption happens. So just the difference is that destination NAT at the inbound and source NAT at the outbound, and decryption at the inbound and encryption at the outbound. So the way the log is generated is there is a few processes that are involved. So log is generated and then it's sent to from this kernel here is sent to the FWD within the firewall, and then which then sends it to the FWD in the management server. And from the management server, the FWM process using CPD sends it to any smart console application such as Smart View Tracker. So this explains in detail how the inbound and outbound chain works. The command is to see if this is FWCTL chain. It's not really need to go into too much detail, but it just shows different steps that happen. For example, decryption, and on the inbound and the outbound, it will say encryption here, right? So FW monitor, like is checkpoint packet capture tool, similar to TCP dump, but it captures traffic at different inspection points. So the command is FW monitor. So the output will be something like the interface, and then small I, big I, small O, big O. Here's an example of how the command works. Let's say we want to find out about this IP here. It could be source or destination, so this is the command. Just use host. If you want to be more specific, then we can put source and destination. Okay, so those 4 original check inspection points were there before R80 came out. With R80, more inspection points have been added. So the original are still there. So I, big I, small O, big O, but then now there's also inbound before decryption and inbound after decryption. So ID, capital D, quality of service, and similar for the outbound.